This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Big standalone game on Saturday night sees Tassie go back to the scene of the crime. Round 3, they beat Melbourne United at John Cain Arena. They'll be hoping they can do the same again. But the market, the head-to-head market, as you can see, is in favour of United. I think this will be a close game, a low-scoring game. So if you're keen on Melbourne or Tassie, take the 1-10 in the big win, little win there. I cannot see this game going beyond that. Have a look at a little same-game multi, and I mean little because it's safe. The points under, this will be a defensive slogfest. Chris Goulding over. Enjoy the game and gamble responsibly.
You know the score. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
Turn up the heat, the pressure is on. Back-to-back losses for the two-time champs sees Melbourne United sit in 8th spot after a throwdown thrashing. Confidence has taken a hit, and they themselves admit tonight is a do-or-die encounter. Tassie have their own issues after a couple of fiery losses, but the long-awaited return of big man Will Magnay is providing the JackJumpers a much-needed spark. A crucial clash for both sides tonight at John Cain Arena, and it is Members Appreciation Night. So can the home side get their passionate fans up on their feet and get a bit of revenge after Tassie ended Melbourne's season in the semis a few months ago? Hello and welcome to Saturday Night Hoops. This is a big one for both teams, and we have the team to get things underway for what should be a very exciting clash. Your commentators, John Casey, Pete Hurley and Corey Homicide Williams.
Thanks very much, Nerily. Great to have you on board as well. Two desperate teams here. Both have lost the last two. In fact, 3 of their last 4. And there is some pressure, particularly on Melbourne, I think. This is their 9th home game of the season. Just 5 left after this, Corey. They can't afford to drop another home game.
No, they cannot. Pressure's on. Let me be the one to tell you. If they lose, any of these two teams lose, they drop to second to last on the ladder. Has Melbourne United ever been in the history of their organization anywhere in the conversation of second and last?
Well, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? And I tell you what, because Tasmania, they've had the Mickey over Melbourne United in the last few games. They've beaten them 5 of their last 6. Chris Goulding, we see him there, and that's going to be the big thing we always continue to talk about with Chris Goulding. Is he being utilised enough? Which is the craziest thing to say, who's been one of the best Australian players we've seen in the league for his entire career. We'll have a look there. When he's playing well, Melbourne United are winning, and when he's not playing well, it's not that he doesn't shoot the ball well, he just doesn't touch it.
Well, against the Phoenix, we saw him knock down 5 quick points coming out of half-time to get his team back into the equation. Then after that, they couldn't find him. They didn't use him.
Well, it's the difference between not being able to find him and not even letting him get a touch of the ball. And this is what we see. We saw it the other night with Bryce Cotton. If your best player, if they're guarding, sitting in his pocket, you can see Trey Kell there. He still has to be involved in the action because the defense knows they're focused on him. You've got to respect wherever Chris Goulding is on the floor. Maybe that's something they've spoken about this week and see how they use him tonight.
Well, Shea Ili, of course, still out. Has only played the 3 games this season, and though he's averaging 8 points, 3 assists in 16 minutes, those games he has played, he brings so much more than those numbers suggest.
He brings so much more. He can shoot the 3. He plays defense. He's relentless on the defensive end, and he gives that leadership, and they are desperately missing him.
Will Magnay came back for the Tassie JackJumpers last week. A quiet night by his standards. Failed to score, 3 round rebounds, but a couple of blocks, protecting the rim. Fouled out in 14 minutes. He'll be better for the run, Pete.
Yeah, he will. And look, he's been out for so long and he's been dealing with this injury. It's not like it's been like a hand or a wrist where he continue to stay fit. So game fitness is one thing, but this is what he does. Tasmania have been a terrific defensive team since they've come into the NBL, and it was all leading what this man started. Oh, he was chirping. Ooh. He was chirping. And I'm expecting him to continue to get better as he gets fitter. But again, they need him. He is their focal point on the defensive end. And their focal point on the offensive end, Milton Doyle returns as well. He leads them in scoring. He's 11th in the competition at 15 a game, but he gets 6 boards, 3 assists. His 3-ball hasn't been dropping for him, but what he does is he scores, or he'll get the rebound that you need, or he'll get the assist. In 4 of his last 5 games, he's led one of those 3 categories, Corey. He can provide something in every department.
Yeah, he's a good all-around player. He's a really good pickup. Great to see him back in the lineup, and they found form. I remember calling this game. They found form. He and the other import, played very well and got that win down the stretch when they played against Melbourne United. So it'll really be good to see he and Rashad Kelly if they can show that consistency against United in this one.
Well, as you say, back in round 3, these teams met at John Cain Arena. It was Tassie by 10. Melbourne are going with the same starting 5 from that night, thanks to Champion. They roll out that 5 there again. But the rebound count, 41-33 Tasmania. Tasmania are going to have a couple of changes to their Champion starting 5 for this game from the one that played back in round 3, because we're going to see Magnay injected back into the starting lineup for the first time since round 10 last year. And Fabian Krislovic goes to the bench after starting his last 29 games. And of course, no McDaniel from last week either in terms of the start for this game here, and he's going to be replaced in the starting lineup by Milton Doyle coming back.
And Clint Steindl getting a start as well. Matt Kenyon out. Clint Steindl comes in. We know he's been that 6th man for the JackJumpers. Comes in and you run plays for him. Hit 2 threes in his return game. Seems like Tassie's just slowly getting towards being whole, but they need to start winning some games.
Really looking forward to the matchup with the big men in the middle here. Isaac Humphries, Will Magnay to get us underway from John Cain Arena. It's round 8 of the Hungry Jacks NBL, and United have controlled the tip, working to the right of your screen here. And again, straight away some pressure a long way up on to Xavier Rattan-Mays. Aquera hands over, Tucker, Humphries, Rattan-Mays. So everyone bar Golding has touched it here in the opening possession, and they've coughed it up. Turn it over.
Well, they tried to get him into some action there, but you see Clint Steindl, he just jumped in front, top locked basically, not letting him use the screen. Milton Doyle picks up right where he left off. He's so crafty coming off the on-ball screen. Never looks rushed. I love when the ball is in Milton Doyle's hands.
Nice start from Milton Doyle. Aquera against McVeigh on the retreat. Hands over once more. Rattan-Mays, and they swing it around. Humphries. Still they have Golding in the corner. Look inside for Humphries, and McVeigh got there first, deflected the pass.
That is great weak side rotation. Another turnovers, 2 possessions. United come up empty.
Here's Majette exploring, needs help. McVeigh from deep. Can't connect. Aquera pushing it now. Confronted by McVeigh. Rattan-Mays against Majette. They roll it into Humphries. Guarded by Magnay. Shot clock at 10. And reaching in, Magnay's going to be called for the foul.
5 fouls in 15 minutes, and that's something he's going to have to start to adjust with quickly, because there's only one way to get proper game fitness. That's not getting foul trouble, so you can stay out there on the floor. But I like this from Big Humphries, just going straight at the defensive stopper.
So 90 seconds played, and Golding gets his first touch, and he's wide open, and that's what he can do.
Well executed out of bounds play. That's what they need to do. He usually struggles from the 3 against Tasmania. I mean, these numbers are staggering. 4 of 29, 13% from 3. So they need to get him going.
And if I'm Chris Golding, I'm going into this game hunting every single shot, because normally the primary defender is either Matt Kenyon or Sam McDaniel, who just be ultra physical and sit in his pocket. Clint Steindl, terrific player, but he's not known for his defense. So if I'm United, seeing those 2 outs for Tasmania, I'm running everything through him.
Aquera gets it from Tucker. United with a chance to put their noses in front for the first time, and Golding shows them some tricks. He scored all 4.
Right on cue, Pete Hooley. Good call. 2 for 2.
A little bit of the handle.
2 minutes played. Humphries gets involved, deflected the pass, but it came to McVeigh. Turns around on Aquera, tried to draw a foul, couldn't get a whistle. Loose ball, Tucker grabs it. Off and running. Golding. And a travelling violation called by Michael Aylenwright on the spot there, as he's been for 800 games. Refereed his first game, round 2, 1996 at Melbourne Park. That's going back a long time. What a champion he has been, the refereeing ranks. 10-time referee of the year.
And that's legendary stuff. You said 96.
96, his first game.
Wow, I was a freshman in college. Wow, Michael Aylen. Congratulations to you. 800 games.
I think I lost my first tooth when he started.
Well, it's Golding firing once more. He scored all 7 of United's points.
Oh, we called for it early, and he's hunting his own shot, which he needs to do, and Melbourne United are looking for him.
Snatched push the initiative away from the JackJumpers here as Tucker is called for the foul. Amy, replay here of Golding going to work.
Beautiful. Left to right crossover, gets the defender off balance, gets a layup, and right there, for handoff. Easy 3-ball, gives him the open look, and he's knocking it down. He can't lose this game. He does, he knows what's at risk right now.
Oh, look, he's got 990 career threes after knocking that one down. He's actually shooting the three at 40% this season, and we've seen him hit a couple back-to-back in games during the season, and then they don't go back to him. Let's see if they continue to go to the well.
Steindl, good from deep. He knocks down Tassie's first triple. Wet.
That was smooth.
And Steindl, we talk about elite shooting on one end, and Steindl can match that.
That release was just beautiful.
Took over 3 minutes played in the opening quarter. Good battle so far. Zaquera works down low, takes on Doyle and finishes over the top.
Continues to grow game by game. I know last week had some struggles guarding Mitch Creek, and there's some elite foremen in this league.
Here's Magne with a mismatch on Xavier Rattan-Mays and gets his first points.
Nice pass by Doyle over the top. It was a mismatch clearly.
Tucker down by Doyle. He's going to pick up his first personal.
Tucker explosive in the open court. Nice kick, as you can see. Beautiful release. Well contested, but nothing but net.
They've missed that, the JackJumpers, that consistent outside shooting. It's not too often you're going to see Clint Steindl get misses back-to-back. He is locked and loaded and can shoot it with the best of them in the NBL. As I mentioned, they've beaten Melbourne United 5 of the last 6. We know what happened last year in the semi-final series. They just try and really grind it out, slow it down, trust their defense, and have been getting the job done.
Whenever you are struggling, you lose your last 2, you sometimes want to see that team you actually have the advantage over. This is going down the wire, but you better believe Tasmania is uber confident coming into this one.
The last 4 times these two teams have met, no one has scored over 80. That's kind of the slugfest we're going to expect, and so far the floodgates are kind of open in the first 4 minutes.
Majet exploring beyond Rattan-Mays, who reaches in and will be called for the foul. Free throws to come for the first time in the game for Tassie.
So crafty. Josh Majet goes to the line for 2. Good to see Will Magne back on the court. Oh, he fouled out last game in 15 minutes, 14, 15 minutes, but it's just great to see him back.
Well, same injury as Nathan Sobey, where it's something all you can do is rest. There's not a whole lot you can do about it. You just got to try and look after it, rehab. Hope you get back to it as full health as possible. Sobey is moving terrifically, so let's hope Magne can continue the same towards the end of NBL23.
So substitutions from both teams. As Rattan-Mays sits down, replaced there by Lockie Barker. And we saw Fabian Krislovic into the game as well. And Rashad Kelly is out there. Pressure up the floor here as well. Tucker shares it back to Barker. 4 minutes played in this opening quarter. Barker. Golding, look inside from close range. Humphries opens his account.
It's just excellent execution in the half-court offense. Ball finds the open man, Chris Goulding. So hot right now in this first quarter. The defense has to aggressively go to him. He gets an easy pass to Humphries for a finish.
Tinkling onto the floor as well. Golding takes on Steindl, fires, this time off the mark, gets after his own loose ball and put the Superman cape on him.
That was the hang time. This is a great angle. Have a look at where he's taken off from.
Gotta like that hustle.
Love the hustle. You can probably take another step, a bit closer. Jeez, he gave himself a bit of work to do.
So McDonald with the ball carrying duties. Rushes down to, greeted by Humphries, who shut him down, but he got it outside to Kelly. Couldn't finish from deep. The O-board and the putback, though, for McDonald.
And that's going to really frustrate Dean Bickerman. Smallest man on the floor. Getting an offensive rebound, put back over Mason Peeling and Isaac Humphries, who were both in the vicinity.
Tucker, hands over. Peetling wants help. Picks up the dribble with his hands full. Shot clock to single digits here as Golding joins in. 3 of 4 from the field for 7 points. Ooh. Leads all scorers. He's going again. And he knocks down another triple.
Oh, yeah. He's here.
He's up to double
CG43 is here.
He's in the double figures already. 10 points, 4 of 5 from the field.
Krislovic puts it on the deck. Now needs support. McDonald. Inside. Strong work, Kelly. Can't finish it, though. Parker talked him out of the points. A chance for Melbourne to build on a 5-point edge here. Pass inside from Golding. Goes astray. Chance now for the JackJumpers. Hard back the other way. Great D from Golding.
Just great hands. And I actually love that he's leading from the front, assertive at both ends. Stops at easy 2 points.
He's taking a seat. They've subbed him out. He's got 10 points, 4 of 5. He's feeling hot. If there's one way to cool down, he looks spent. So we'll give him a little bit of slack. He looks absolutely spent.
Yeah.
And you know what? That was probably diving into the front row. When you're this hot, there's probably no need to do that.
Jet from deep. Can't connect. His shooting woes continue from deep. It was just 1 of 7 from long range last game against New Zealand. Golding sits down with 10 points on 4 of 5 shooting, including 2 of 3 from deep. So Melbourne by 5. Tassie by 8 when these teams played in round 3 at John Cain Arena at quarter time. Inside the last 4 minutes, Rattan Mays, 8 on the shot clock, elevates, he knocks down the 3. Melbourne are 3 of 4 from deep. Tassie 1 of 5. It's a game-high 8-point lead.
You know, what I like right now is Chris Golding, so far in this game, was their focal point on the offensive and side of things. He sits down. This is where Xavier Rathan-Mays needs to step up and do exactly what he's doing. I think that's how you're going to get the balance with this team, because so far they haven't been able to effectively and consistently coexist.
Well, we asked Xavier Rathan-Mays about how they get Chris Golding involved pre-game.
Everything. He has the ability to stretch defenses. He has the ability to put pressure on defenses. And, you know, as one of our point guards, it's my job to be able to help him get great shots. And that's going to be a point of emphasis for us tonight, is to be able to try and get him going early, find him in transition, get him in some great stuff to where he can get some easy looks. Obviously, he's a guy that attracts so much on defenses. So he's our guy and somebody that we count on, rely on day in and day out. And hopefully we can all have a big night tonight.
Well said, and that's exactly what's going on.
And as we've spoken about and alluded to, even if he's not touching the ball, if the defense is sitting in his pocket, we saw it the other night with Bryce Cotton in the first half, there's certain players in the league who just demand that respect when they step on the floor from the opposition. You still have to put him in stuff. You have to make them have to defend him, worry about where he's at, because it's going to open everybody else up.
100%.
He has pitch tents in the corner, which is what Bryce Cotton did in the first half, just sat in the corner when they're too important to the team's success to do that.
So Melbourne with the early advantage here. Some work for the Tasmania JackJumpers to do. Lost 3 of their last 4. As Doyle gets it against Newley, steps outside the 3-point line and knocks it down.
There's been a lot of talk about how New Zealand have nailed their imports. And I tell you what, Milton Doyle and Rashad Kelly have been outstanding this season for the JackJumpers. I know they lost Josh Adams, but we know Mikhail McIntosh kind of came into his own in the second half of last season. But Kelly and Doyle have been terrific, as is that man's mid-range game.
8 of 9 from the field. Melbourne United at 89%. That'll get the job done. Doyle, back-to-back triples is on the agenda.
You know they're coming.
Oh, I didn't think there would be an offensive shootout tonight after the way these two teams have played in the past.
Here's Peatling muscling inside against the undersized Weeks, and from close range opens his account.
Peatling knew he had that mismatch. There was no way he was giving that ball up. Fair enough, he gets a bucket out of it.
6 scorers already in the opening quarter. Healthy signs here for Melbourne United. Outside, Kelly gets a good look. He knocks down the 3. That's 4 of 8 from the JackJumpers now from deep.
3 of 3.
Where's the Oprah gif? Everybody's having a 3.
Their last 3-point attempts.
Parker, Peatling gets it.
I mean, why not?
He's deep. Good job there from Marcus Lee, wrestling for the O-board to keep it alive and get Rathan-Mays another look. Reaching him, Weeks picks up the foul. Only the 3rd on Tassie in the quarter.
Here's Milton Doyle. He has been fantastic. 15 points a game. Only shoots a 3 at just over 28% as well. So good knockdown from him. And Shah Kelly just hit 10 of 40 himself from 3. And all 3 of those didn't hit the rim.
I mean, think about this. Melbourne United have shot the ball exceptional, 81%. And Tassie's only down 3 points.
Yep. It's been high quality. A combined 7 of 13 from deep in this game as well. And around 60%. He's bit off more than he could chew there, though. And it comes to Steindl. Feeds Krislovic, trying to hand it over to Weeks, and they've coughed it up. So turnover number 2 for Tassie. Melbourne has 4 in that category.
Maybe in Krislovic's Movember effort, looks like he's pulling someone over in the movie Super Troopers. It is straight out of Super Troopers, that.
United return the favour, so 5 turnovers for them, which is like both teams.
And Corey, you mentioned it, Tasmania, the way that Melbourne shot the ball to start 9 of 12 from the field, and Tassie's just hanging around. You have to think that Tassie's going to lock up defensively at some point. They are just too well drilled. They've started very slowly in that regard, allowed some open shots for Golding and others. They'll turn it up. If you're Melbourne United, you want to make sure that you continue to turn it up as well, because Tassie can clamp down.
I mean, Tassie have clamped down. It's just Chris Goulden that really killed him in the first quarter. So if Tassie figure out how to cool Chris Goulden down, which is not easy to do, they'll be in full control of this game.
Dave Barlow onto the floor, hands over Rattan Mays. 90 seconds out from quarter time. Lee puts it on the deck, growing in confidence, and comes up with his first score in the game.
Growing in confidence. I'm not sure he
wasn't pretty, but he'll take it.
I don't know if he knew exactly what he was doing, but in the end, it's 2 points.
Kelly gets it back from Krislovic. His Weeks. Pocket pass was good down low. Well done by Barlow, though. Held Kelly at bay, and now deflects the ball away from him. 2 on the shot clock. Great defense from Barlow. Tucker with a chance to push the issue here. Golding about to go crazy deep.
My goodness.
On fire. CG43's in the building.
13 first quarter points. He's missed 1 shot.
Been impressive from Golding. Tassie need an answer. Weeks feeds Krislovic, spinning down into a trap. Back to Weeks. Has been good from deep himself and continues to be good.
How's the shooting display from these two teams? 5 of 10 for Tassie from deep and 4 of 6 for Melbourne United.
The shot clock's 6 seconds inside the game clock as we head toward quarter time. Entertaining affair here. It's 22-14. Tassie's way when they last played round 3 at this venue. A whole lot better scoring in this one, and it continues to build here as Melbourne United reached 30 in the opening quarter.
Real good pass underneath the basket. XRM to Tucker, get him an easy basket, but this man right here is on fire. See a nice kick out.
It's been a few years since his 50-point game. But if he was ever going to get close again, he's got to start one way, and that's this.
Well, where he's shooting that 3 ball right now. A chance to get about 10 of them. Get to a, how many 3s has he hit?
He's hit 3 or 4. Oh, in his career, 992.
Oh, yeah, he's going to get 1,000 today.
He's got 8 more in him.
He got 8 more in
for the
him.
game.
And listen, as a hooper, you know certain records that you're going into. Like 990, I'm getting 10 today.
Tassie with the last play of the quarter. Doyle comes up empty, and the opening quarter honours are with Melbourne United, have exploded out of the blocks here for the highest score against Tassie in term number 1 all year. It's Melbourne United 31, Tasmania 23. We've got more Hungry Jacks NBL for you here on a Saturday night right after this. Welcome back to the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's been 49 games since Chris Goulding has scored double figures in an opening quarter, and it was worth the wait. He has turned it on with 13 first quarter points on 5 of 6 from the field, including 3 of 4 from deep. And Melbourne United explode to an 8-point quarter-time lead.
Well, this is exactly what we spoke about in the pre-game. They haven't used him anywhere near enough for his greatness over the course of his career. And I know he's getting older, but he can still do it, as we saw in the first 10 minutes.
All you need to do is continue to make him a focal point offensively. So you got to do. He's hitting 10 threes tonight.
Well, I love that you said it like that, because no doubt Tasmania are going to start to think about sitting in his pocket. So you've still got to keep him in action. You've got to keep the defense occupied to make them. If he just camps in the corner, Tasmania are going to have a real good crack at ramping it down.
Let's go courtside to Nerily Meadows.
Listening to Tasmania's coach Scott Roth at quarter time, and that is about as fired up as you will hear a head coach in any sport. He was screaming at his men, you're asleep, you're not reacting. If you're not going to get it done, then get the hell out of here. I've changed a few words in there, lads. Weeks, Steindl, both in the firing line.
Well, they won't be happy with that. They got the steal and then coughed it up. You can see the demeanour there of Coach Scott Roth. He's not a happy man.
Well, he's not, because no matter what Tasmania do on the floor, it's all predicated on the defensive end. That's what they've built. The whole culture of Tasmania is on that grit and grind, and that starts defensively. That's why they had so much success last season, and even when they went on their win streak to start in the middle of NBL23, it was all on the defensive end. They like to grind it up. 30 points in a quarter is against them is just not the way for them to get it done.
Matan Mays, all getting a little sticky. Shot clock down to 80. Goes solo, can't convert. Tucker grabs the O-board and is fouled from behind by Milton Doyle.
He wants a challenge, and look, this is one of those ones where he's probably going to lose the challenge because there'd be contact if there was a challenge, but he looked pretty clean. Have another look here. Matan Mays, really good job of just keeping the ball alive. Tucker, an offensive. Well, he came down on his arm afterwards, the original block, and then you can see he came across the left arm.
And Ray-John Tucker gets to the free throw line more than any other player for Melbourne United. In fact, he's top 3 in the competition, Tucker, coming into this game. 43 of 62, so 69% free throw shooter, but he gets there. And that margin is now into double figures for the first time in the game. JackJumpers with their hands full at the moment. Doyle's been good. Can't connect on this occasion, and Marcus Lee grabs the rebound. Brings the ball up the floor as well. Matan Mays working on Weeks, who's playing with 2 fouls, and that's an excellent finish.
That's what he can do. Matan Mays, and look, that's the only job they want from Marcus Lee. Be strong defensively, block some shots, and then just have dump-off dunks.
12-point lead now for United as Magnay goes to work, and he was fouled, so free throws to come.
Just great penetration, beats his man off the dribble. Will Magnay, who's a rim protector, clearly is going to protect the rim, lose sight of his man, and easy dump off for 2.
Super efficient work here from Melbourne United. 13 of 17 from the field at 77%. This is the same team that lost by 15 to the Phoenix last Saturday night. Could only score 69, and at times looked as though they'd run out of offensive ideas. This has been a far improved effort. Good response. They've been criticised a lot. There's still plenty of time to go. There's Matan Mays, brings them forward once more. Up 11. Guarded by McDonald. Lead down low against Magnay. Russell's up against Magnay. Goes with a hook shot. Nice finish again. So he's got 6 points on 3 of 3 shooting.
Nice, looking good. In this second game with United, looks a bit more settled. Just a little bit of post work. 2 minutes played. Term number 2. Only game on a Saturday night here in the Hungry Jacks at NBL. 2 games tomorrow to look forward to, and then 1 on Monday. And Tassie have coughed it up again here, and a chance for Melbourne. Go to Goulding, good option. Can't connect.
I don't mind it. We've seen it so often that Ray-John Tucker tries to put his head down there and get to the hoop. He was looking. Well, their leading sharpshooter. That's probably his easiest look so far. Marcus Lee going to take the seat. Looks like he's been excellent. 6 points. He's got 3 rebounds. Hanging around on the defensive end.
JackJumpers move Isaac White onto the floor, looking to get some offense, and Jet just had it spent before he controlled the pass as we go courtside to Nerily Meadows.
And we can give him a little bit of grace, guys, because he has had a couple of sleepless nights. His partner, Christina, gave birth to their second child on Thursday morning, and he flew in late last night to make it here for this game. So congratulations and well done to Josh and his partner, Christina. They have a little baby boy to join Joey Josephine, so maybe we've got a future boomer. Who knows, we might adopt him.
Oh, I'll tell you what, sympathise with him. I know exactly what that's like. I think I've slept in a month.
Well, they've got problems here at the moment, the JackJumpers. Just 24 points, including 1 here, and more than 3 minutes of this second term. McVeigh, overdue, banks 2 off the window to open his scoring account.
Output from Jack McVeigh is amazing. That was ambitious, to say the least. Another turnover, 6 turnovers for Melbourne United.
Jet. Exploring bounce pass. Magnate pulls up. Tough shot.
And that's the one, if you're Josh Magette, that's these little mid-range jump shot or floater that he needs to get to try and draw a foul. Is United just keeping Tasmania around, just throwing it straight to him.
Quick hands from Magette to control that. McVeigh takes on 2 of them, and they'll count the bucket. Interference on the rim.
There should be a timeout on Dean Vickerman, because back-to-back turnovers just look a bit uneasy on the other end, and that's an easy goaltending call. Isaac Humphries. He's just going to ring some substitutions instead.
Lovely intent from United, though, as well. They are bringing it. Started with Golding, setting the tone early. They are amped up for this, looking to answer their critics as Barker against White. Reverses his way up the floor. McLaren. Shot clock to 10. Against McVeigh. Puts it on the deck. Muscles up. Turnaround. High. Off glass. Couldn't connect. Here's Isaac White pushing the issue. Magette gets it from Kelly. Exploring. In the paint. Drew contacts. Gets it done. No. Wouldn't tumble off to the free throw line.
Exactly what I'm talking about. The possession before, he's had those opportunities. He's so crafty at doing that. He just waits for the defense to try and catch up. And then when he feels contact, he lets it fly. Have another look here. Barker just gets a bit caught up on the screen. The Jet just gets in front of him. That's always going to be a foul, because Barker has to try and come to an immediate stop. You got to do that. He's got to try and hunt for that, not just look to try and be a facilitator, especially when everybody's expecting him to do that.
Timeout called. 5:48 on the clock until half-time. It's Melbourne on top by 9 here. And these teams played in round 2. Tassie enjoyed a 13-point lead at half-time back in round 3.
One thing's for certain, they're never out of it. Doesn't matter what the score is, they're going to back themselves to get the job done over the course of 40 minutes.
Let's go courtside to Nerily Meadows.
Well, we've got lots of special guests always coming to the NBL, guys, but in tonight particularly because it's Ian Bishop, former West Indian cricketer and commentary legend. Bish, we usually work together on the cricket right around the world, but you made a special point of making it to a couple of NBL games while in town. Tell me why you're such a big fan.
Well, I'm an NBA fan, Nerily, as you know. Your Phoenix Suns, my LeBron James. And I've been trying to do it for a few years now since I've been coming to Australia. So I got the opportunity twice now to come, and I'm totally enjoying it.
And is it true that you catch a few NBL games back in the West Indies as well when you can?
Well, I pay attention to it. Obviously, you go back to Andrew Bogut, Luke Longley before that, and then you've got Paddy Mills, Ben Simmons, all those guys who originate from Australia. So when Bogut came back, and he bought a stake into his franchise or club in Sydney, I started paying greater attention. So anything with basketball, I'm into it.
And locally now, are you enjoying the show that Chris Golding's putting on tonight?
I love what I'm seeing. There's a higher energy here tonight than when the first game, so I'm hoping that Melbourne can pull it off tonight.
And I'll let you go and watch the game, but before I do, can the West Indies cause a big upset against the Aussies this summer, do you think?
I hope so. For your sake, I hope so. I hope so.
Love you, Bish.
Thank you.
I love your work, Nerily. Excellent to get the big man involved there. What a cricketer he was as well.
Knows his hoops.
He does. Impressive stuff, wasn't it? So Tassie have cut the margin back to 7. They've scored the last 6 here. 5.5 minutes out from half-time. Newley draws a foul. Free throws to come.
And that looked like it was a set play, but whoever Josh Majette was guarding, they're going to put in the post. And look at how small their wings are. Majette, McDonald, and Isaac White.
Well, Reebok this year have joined the NBL to offer you the chance to win the trip of a lifetime to the US for you and a mate to meet Shaquille O'Neal. Flights, accommodation, spending money included. All of it. Enter now. Be mad if you don't. Thanks to Reebok.
That trip would be unreal.
Danny Minogue, as usual, in the house and enjoying what she's seeing at the moment with United up 9. They've had all the answers so far. Tassie, Majette going to work. Off balance, couldn't complete it, and Humphries grabs the rebound. 12-6 the rebound count in favour of Melbourne United. Middle stages of the second here. Newley, a good seal there against Majette. Got it off quickly as well.
Yeah, if I'm Scott Roth, I'm thinking about getting some sort of substitution in, because whoever the smallest guard is on Brad Newley,
they're making him pay.
There, they're just putting him in the post.
Excellent work from McDonald to get the 2 and draw a foul in the process.
A nice take and finish. Try to stop the bleeding right now, because Melbourne United are just getting it done on the other end. Nice take off the dribble.
And Case, this is why I'm pushing so hard for the Rookie of the Year to be overhauled in terms of the criteria, because development players, we so often don't think of them having a big part of the season, but Sean McDonald has been outstanding for the JackJumpers. Yep. I still think right now the Rookie of the Year is Wardenberg up in Cairns, but I'd like more of a rising star. Like the footy, you can win it twice if you're under a certain age, you meet the criteria, because we see players continue to grow, even if you're a development player or your minutes, and right now he has been terrific all year long.
Most improved competition, he's got to be a nominee in there as well. Last season, just 1 point in 4 minutes. Played the 8 games, Sean McDonald. This year he's averaging 6 points a game, and he's delivering as well, because he's knocking the 3-ball down at 42%. So good numbers for him, and right now Tassie just trying to turn up the wick a little in terms of their defense. Kelly needs to get involved. Just 1 of 5 from the field. They throw it back to him against Golding, undersized. He gets it done off the window.
You do it on one end, you do it on the other end.
Spot on.
Speaking of most improved, you know who my most improved pick is? Lockie Dent, Illawarra. He's averaging 7 points a game. Oh!
They taken down.
A whole lot of contact there as well.
Wow. And my man, Peter Siddle.
Peter Siddle, Matthew Wade, Payne.
Peter Siddle.
All the boys.
Tassie in town for the Shield match at the MCG.
Oh, would have liked what they saw here from Jack McVeigh, the slowest breakaway. He got there eventually.
And he finished. Tassie claws their way back into this game.
That's what they do. They just hang around. Have a look at this. That's not slowed down. Well, let's slow down a little. And then his left leg kicked out a little bit, so he kind of forced a little bit of the contact. Surprised that wasn't whistled.
This was once a double-digit game.
Yep.
Now down to 2 possessions.
It's been a seesawing affair. We saw Tasmania reel off 6 unanswered points, and then Melbourne hit back with 6 of their own. The margins, one stage was at 13. It's been cut to 4 here at the moment. 3:41 left on the clock until half-time.
And this is exactly how the JackJumpers play. If they have those lapses like the first 10 minutes with Chris Golding going for 13 points, they've locked back in. He hasn't scored so far to start the second. They back themselves over the course of 40 minutes.
And this season, with thanks to Latrobe Financial, we're giving away a guaranteed $50,000. Enter now at nbl.com.au/legends for your chance to win. Get involved. 50K, half-court shot. Send in the video. Have some fun. So this is developing into a very good arm wrestle.
How many points Chris Goulin had in the first quarter?
13.
How many points Chris Goulin has in the second?
13. Oh, 0 in the second, but
he has not gotten enough field goal attempts.
He's taken one.
He's taken one.
He sat down.
Here's Humphries, baseline, couldn't connect. Loose ball scramble. McVeigh eventually put a stop to it. Bad pass, though. Telegraphed and picked off by Ray John Tucker. Rattan Mays to his right, gets an open look, knocks down the three.
That man is knocked down from 3 this season. 39% from outside. Just under 17 points a game. See, he's got 4 assists as well. Slotting in to the point guard role, which is not usually his role. Speaking of knocked down from outside, Jack McVeigh, he shoots 35%. But anytime his feet are set, that thing's going in.
Xavier Rathan-Mays has had a really good first half so far. 3 of 5 from the field, 8 points, as you said, 4 assists. Sharing the ball well and still being effective offensive.
Back to within 4, Tasmania, down by as many as 13 6 minutes ago. McVeigh, skip past McDonald, who's really had an impact. Knocks down the triple.
It's been unbelievable. Sean McDonald.
1-point game.
Uh-oh.
Tucker saw an opening, took the advantage, and rattles it home. Here's McDonald. Now McVeigh can answer that. He's shut down, and Humphries enjoyed it as well.
Great block by Humphries. Great rim protection.
On the other end, Peeton just couldn't control. Humphries there for the cleanup too. He started the play, he finished the play, and he's up and about.
He's showing emotions at both ends. Great job by Humphries.
Well, 2 things I didn't think we'd see tonight was being offensive display from these teams after their history and the way they've been playing, but also a half-court lob to Mason Peatling. Not sure what was going on there.
Well, McDonald crafty as well as he gets down low and makes it happen there. 10 in the game now for McDonald, including 8 in this quarter as the Amy replayer, Ray John Tucker, launching upstairs.
That right there from Isaac White is a smart business decision. That from Isaac Humphries.
KYP, know your personnel.
Maybe a bounce pass.
This one's really warming up here. Rathan-Mays saw Lee, who was looking for the rebound and then had the ball coming at him, grabbed it and finished. So Lee adds to his tally, 8 on 4 of 4 shooting, including 6 in this quarter.
That is assist number 5 for XRM.
There's Kelly again. Strong body work helping himself to 2 more. He's up to 7 in the game. Melbourne scored 69 in their last game against the Phoenix a week ago. They got 50 here before half-time. Pass from Rathan-Mays knocked down. The other mismatch down in the low block. And they get Tucker involved now. Lee. Rathan-Mays with 2 on the shot clock. Fires the 3.
Is impressive.
He's 3 of 3 from outside. Combined 13 of 24 from 3. Both of these teams in the first half.
XRM is balling. 11 points, 3 of 3 from the land of plenty. 4 of 6 overall. Beautiful step back to the left. 5 assists. Shot clock winds down.
Kelly hands over to McDonald. Now Majette. 8 on the shot clock. Kelly back to McDonald, who's feeling it at the moment, this time off the mark. Tucker grabs the rebound. Melbourne can slow it down here. Last play of the first half. They lead by 6. Rathan-Mays has been doing it all, likes his chances against one of the pass for Lee. And ball out of court, so the JackJumpers will get it back.
I know we've been advocating for Rathan-Mays. Trying to be in that point guard facilitator, but you just hit a tough 3. The shot game clock's running down in the second quarter. You got to shoot another one. He has got 4 turnovers. That's the only blemish on an outstanding first half.
So they'll reset the game clock here for the JackJumpers. Down 6 at the moment. Sean McDonald with 10 points on 4 of 6 shooting as Scott Roth calls timeout here. McDonald's career best is 11. So that would appear to be going by the wayside here in this game. And we've been singing his praises, and rightly so. Had 8 in 18 minutes in the last game against New Zealand last Friday night, but invariably he's checked into the game and been able to have an impact, whether it's at the offensive end or the defense.
Well, he's just been looking for an opportunity. He's still incredibly young. Played alongside him in the NBL1 competition down at Kilsyth, and he's played in the Australian juniors. He knows how to play clearly, and went down to Tasmania for the development player opportunity, and he's just absolutely thriving. You love to see it. You love to see young stars come through and just grab opportunities, because when they do come, are you ready for the moment? This man clearly is.
And full credit to Scott Roth as well, reigning Coach of the Year. In fact, we've got the Coach of the Year and the runner-up to the Coach of the Year in this game. But to give him a shot and give him extended minutes as well. And as we mentioned, Michael Aylen, the 10-time referee of the year in his 800th game. He has had an outstanding career, and not only fantastic on the floor as a referee, but also runs the Elite Referees Program, the ERP, where he is helping the next generation come through.
Only the 4th referee in NBL history to do 800 games. Ray Hunt, Bill Mildenhall and Eddie Crouch. So congratulations to him. As we said, that is an outstanding innings.
Yep, one of the best, and has represented Australia proudly at the Olympics as well. I recall him doing the gold medal. Certainly it was a semi-final perhaps in the London Olympics with the USA team, and they were getting a couple of calls that weren't going their way, and I asked him about when you're getting the treatment as Kelly fires from deep on the halftime buzzer. We'll come back to that because halftime has arrived here, and Melbourne United, after leading by 8 at quarter time, have a 6-point buffer at the major break. It's Melbourne 53, Tassie 47.
This is an arm wrestle. Melbourne United have come to play. This is a team that they have had their struggles with.
Well, they were down by as many as 13. They closed to within 6, Tassie, but it is an arm wrestle. Stay with us here on the Hungry Jacks NBL Saturday night. We've got a whole lot more coming your way right after this.
Shot clock at 4. Golding's going to have to invent something. Wow.
I remember begging Wollongong, I remember begging Adelaide, literally begging teams, please can I be the 12th man, 10th man, whatever it was, and the answer was no, no. And I was kind of resigned to the fact that it's time to move on into a different profession, and got a random message from Chris Anstey one night and just said, hey, do you want to come and play for Melbourne? I guess the rest is history.
Melbourne United are the NBL23 champions.
The emotions of the second to first that year for me was so massive, in that we welcomed our first child. My wife, my family, my supporters, a lot of guys will probably sit here and say the same. We can't do what we do on court in front of the fans for extended periods of time without them. I cannot do the job that she does with our daughter and the responsibility she has while we're away, so they're everything to me. As you get older, things matter more, and my father was a semi-professional sportsman as well, and I have flashing memories of, you know, being at the footy ground or whatever it may be. So I wanted my daughter or my kids to have that memory as well. So it's cool now, whether she remembers it or not, it's something that down the track I want to share with my kids, and yeah, it's important to me.
It's been a decorated career for Chris Golding. 16 years, 394th game tonight. 3-time championship winner. He has been a superstar here in the NBL, the 50-point game we were talking about earlier. So it's hard to believe that he can go off in the opening quarter and score 13 points. And then in the second quarter, Corey, Melbourne takes 16 shots and he gets 1 3-ball.
Man, just when I thought things were going to turn for the better, where they really use him as a focal point. They have the lead, but when a guy is playing this well, especially setting the tone and starting the game off, you got to find him in that second quarter. But they still have the lead. It's a great seesaw match. You see Chris Goulin, nice crossover, 3-ball. They're going at it. Doyle hitting threes. This is a high contested match. When you look at the field goal percentage. One is shooting 65% from the field, and the other shooting 49%. Melbourne United 6 of 11 from the 3. This is a fantastic game to watch.
It is very impressive game, and the numbers are fantastic. But just back to Chris Golding for a moment. When does it get to the point that he needs to be more selfish, Corey? If he can only get 1 shot out of the 16 in that second quarter, the next time the ball comes to him, he doesn't give it back.
You know what I'm doing?
I'm
going in the locker room and say, my man, give me that ball. We're going to have a problem. That's what I'm going to do. So I know Chris Goulin isn't going to do it like that, but someone needs to say, look, this guy has 13 in the first quarter. We have to go through him. We had a double-digit lead, and we blew that. So let's get back to going back to the well. He's balling. Give him the ball.
And full credit to the Tassie JackJumpers as well for the way that they fought back into the game. Sean McDonald had 8 in that quarter. McVeigh had 9, 17 of their 24. So there's still, it's a work in progress, but we got a game on our hands.
And that's all we want. Saturday, well, that's what we want. I'm sure Melbourne United wants to blow this game out, but loving what's going on in the first half and looking forward to a good second one.
We send it over to Pete Hawley in the Analysis Centre. It looks like 2 teams who have lost their last 2 and are desperate for a win, Pete.
Well, we've been talking about Chris Golding because of the outstanding first quarter. Tasmania, to their credit, they sat in his pocket in the second quarter, didn't let him get too many touches, but it's more than just running plays for him. It's understanding what Chris Golding likes on the floor. Let's have a look at a play here that got him going with an open 3-ball. Ray John Tucker, he's going one-on-one right here on Jack McVeigh. David Aquera just sets this little running brush pick just to keep Josh Majette aware of it. Chris Golding over there, just to kind of make him separate. So Aquera doesn't quite set it, but makes Majette have to turn around. That got Chris Golding going. Now, when you come back, okay, Chris Golding's just hit a 3. Notoriously this season, they don't go back to him. He's got the ball here. What I love from Mason Peatling, he goes up like he's going to set an on-ball screen, realises Chris just hit a 3, then just gets out. We don't need to run anything. Chris Golding's feeling good. Just let him do his thing with the rock. It doesn't take much for him to catch fire. That was his second one. This right here is something that they've really struggled with this season once Chris Golding has got the ball. He is notorious as a guard to be super slow down the floor because what he wants Krislovic to run back to the floor, Clint Steindl's picking up the ball. Everybody else is back behind the floor. That's the reason he wants someone just to let him walk down. And what happens when you let Chris Goulding walk down after he's feeling good? Doesn't matter where he's pulling up from. It could be here. It could be here. It doesn't matter. Chris Goulding is going to let that thing fly. And if he's hit a couple, he's going to hit that third one. This is how you get him involved when he's hit one. You don't have to just do it with setting plays.
He's a superstar of the NBL, Chris Goulding, and we know he's so good on the floor, but I tell you, he's handy off the floor as well, as we're about to find out, courtesy of Bunnings.
Go, Daddy!
Welcome to NBL Weekenders, a series where your favourite hoopers will jump off the court and onto the tools with help of the team at Bunnings.
I want the biggest. I'm going to take 2. That gives me a better chance of success.
The most common one is your Murbury jacking.
I reckon this is me. Thanks for your help, Brad. I really appreciate it, mate. Everyone says measure twice, cut once. I'm more of a measure once, cut it, and deal with it later type guy.
I said 540, mate.
Yeah, I know, but...
What, do we have to take out the concrete or something?
Can't wait to put the finishing touches on it, have it ready for some of that beautiful Melbourne summer weather.
Thanks for sharing your Saturday night with us here on the Hungry Jacks NBL this season. With thanks to Latrobe Financial, we're giving away a guaranteed $50,000. Here are some of the great entries so far. Just knock down a half-court shot, get it on the video, send it in to us, and you could be in the running for a crack at the $50,000. All thanks to Latrobe Financial. NBL.com.au/legends is the business that you need to get to. As we get underway in the second half, Melbourne with a possession arrow, shooting 65% from the field, 55% from deep, 100% from the free throw line, and they lead by just 6. This has been a great game as Tucker takes them on early and adds to his tally. He's now into double figures.
It's been good, really aggressive. Rajon Tucker with no Shea Ili, he's come back into the starting lineup and just starting to find his feet. And no surprise, he's started to find his feet since he's knocking down the 3 ball.
Here's Doyle, who started scoring in the game and turns it over. Humphries there just retreated away and got caught in 2 minds and came up with the error and the turnover. As we go courtside to Nerily Meadows.
Chris Goulding had a really hot start to this game. 13 points in the first quarter. In fact, 10 of them came in the first 6 minutes. But in that second quarter, he was held scoreless. A little bit of concerns were raised. We were hoping to talk to him, and he's usually very generous with his time as he walked off the court at halftime. And he gets involved early here in the second half. But he told me he had to go and see the physio. I can tell you guys, though, no major concerns, though. He was just getting those ankles restrapped. And as you can see, he's out there ready to go.
Both teams back to their original starting 5. Thank you, Nerily, as Steindl comes up empty. 1 of 4 from long range now for Clint. As Tucker takes them on, draws a foul. Doyle picks up the foul. Going to be his 3rd personal. So that might grab the attention of coach Scott Roth.
Tucker's doing a really good job penetrating, getting into the paint. That's when he's at his best. 11 points, 3 or 4 from the field, 7 rebounds.
Tom Mays gets beyond Magnay and adds another 2 to the tally.
He continues to put on a really good performance. 71% from the field, 5 of 7. He's up to 13 points, 5 assists as well.
Magnay hands over to Majette, who needs to get more involved. Majette, his shooting has been not to the standard he'd like tonight. He's none of 4 from the field, Josh Majette, after being 3 of 17 from deep in his last game. And Scott Roth has seen enough as Melbourne add another 2, and the margin is quickly doubled here in the first 2 minutes of the 3rd quarter from the halftime 6-point lead.
Well, it looked a bit disjointed offensively, but just defensively, this isn't the Tasmania that we've become accustomed to seeing. Even on the ball screen, the possession prior when Ratan Mays got the layup, they're in that drops action where Will Magnay is going to step off the ball screen and try and catch the guard who's coming downhill, just not in the right position. And you need extra help if the guards aren't going to fight over, and they haven't had that.
Timeout call quickly here in this 3rd quarter. Games coming up tomorrow. New Zealand hosting Brisbane, the new look Brisbane with a new coach and a couple of key players out. And Phoenix against Illawarra is also coming your way. And on Monday, Cairns entertain Sydney. But Rajon Tucker, as we mentioned, getting it done here. 11 points on 3 of 4 from the field, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Picked up 7 boards, 3 assists, couple of steals, and has made things happen.
What I like about him this game, coming off his best performance last weekend, he's doing a good job facilitating as well. He's picking his moments well, penetrating, and getting to his sweet spots, which is in the paint. And that's where he's doing a lot of damage to him. In double figures, as we mentioned, as we just saw, 11 points, 3 or 4. Doing a good job in this game. And his efficiency, I don't like plus or minus, but I got to talk about it. It's plus 21.
It's impressive. He had 22 points in 27 minutes last weekend against the Phoenix. As he asked McDonald to create, and he says, I can do that. First score of the second half, and it took almost 2 minutes for the JackJumpers.
It's fantastic. Just praise in the first half. 12 points now, 5 of 7 from the field. He's got 3 rebounds.
At the moment, they can't contain Melbourne at the offensive end. They get Aquera. Good look this time. Can't connect. Well done, Tucker. Good hustle.
It's his 8th rebound to go with the 11 points. He's got 3 assists as well. He's filling it up everywhere.
Nice pass as well. Oh, Magnay got a piece of it, but it will count.
And those are the ones there from Will Magnay. It kind of looks like he's just trying to time that block instead of whether he can either step up or just quickly get back to Humphries and try and wall up. You know he's a terrific shot blocker. There's no doubt about it. It was awfully close.
Oh, I think I'm letting that one go. Here's Magnay with it at the offensive end. Doyle, where are the points coming from? Doyle spinning on Tucker, takes him on. And they'll count the 2. Chance at a 3-point play here as we get to Nerily Meadows.
We're seeing the full spectrum of Tassie coach Scott Roth tonight, guys. A little earlier, he was screaming at his men that last time out with him down at 12 points. He was very composed. He went with that sort of disappointed dad look. He can sit here and talk about it, or we can go out there and do it. He's got his arms folded, a little frustrated right now. Can his men get back into this one? We wait and see.
Tell you what, if I was playing for Scott Roth and we were in a bit of a hole, and he came out and said, "I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed," I might cry. That would hurt me to know that I've disappointed the great man.
So 3 minutes played in the third. Melbourne on top here by 9. And Rattan Mays looking to go to work on the jet. All the way, all the bottom of the net.
He has a full offensive package, and his skill set is extremely high and on full display today.
It's been impressive. What he can do is Doyle answers at the other end. He's now up to 13. So Doyle, who didn't score in the second quarter, has 5 of the 7 Tassie have scored since half-time. In very quick fashion. Rattan Mays again against Majet. This time got it a little deep. And a foul going to be called here on McVeigh. Aquera goes down clutching an ankle. First personal on Jack McVeigh.
And it was there. He grabbed the shirt on Aquera.
Humphries and getting into the back of Magnate a little bit there as well. Melbourne just continue to get it done. 64% from the field. Can't convert there, but Tucker's hustle kept it alive and presents another opportunity for them. Here he is against Doyle, playing with 3 fouls. Got the front of the rim, but it did find the home.
Just the aggressor. Loving how he's going about it. Getting to his spots and making them pay. And even when he's missing, he's crashing the boards, getting offensive rebounds, keeping the ball alive, looking for his teammates. Just good all-around play from him.
Just quietly, multicultural jersey with names in the colour of each player's flag. Look terrific. Speaking of jerseys, teams starting to roll out the Indigenous round jerseys, Case. Oh, I love that. Favourite round of the year.
Yep. Here's Majet, who's overdue, and he knocks down the triple.
That was deep.
Fearless. That's his first field goal of the game.
That's my point. Like, he's been quiet offensively, and he knocks that down for the first field goal.
So again, a double-figure lead, and he's cut to single digits. Shot clock to 5. Barker against McDonald likes his chances, but couldn't get it done.
It's outstanding one-on-one defense.
Doyle with it. Chance for the JackJumpers just to ease a little closer here. They get Krislovic involved, and from close range, Krislovic opens his scoring account.
I don't even know how that went in. That wasn't pretty, but we'll take it. Here's the Amy replay. Nice. Ball moving from the land of plenty. His first field goal, Wooly?
Well, he doesn't mind shooting from the car park.
Dude, that is confidence.
3 minutes ago, Melbourne led by 12. It's been cut to just 6 as we go inside the huddle with Scott Roth.
Talk to the guy above you down here. I said I wasn't there. If you aren't there, I have to run from this side. All y'all there. Yep. They're in the zone now. What? They're in this one. They came out here 113 out of here. Yeah. If it goes over the top once or twice to someone yell 5. If it goes to the corner, we're on it. All right? Let's just go to the kick action again. X4, and we'll kick it. All right? With Milt. Milt's going to be up. You're going to get your catch on this side of the floor. All right? All right? Together. 1, 2, 3, together.
Didn't have to say a whole lot.
Very composed.
You like the last couple of minutes, so it sounds like they're going to start in a bit of a zone, and you hear him say that if they go over the top, go to a 5. That's probably to match up if there's a ball screen or something. And you're only looking to go into a zone. And Chris Golding on the bench. You can see here the extended pressure. Shah Kelly at the top of this little 1-2-2 action. So they're on to a 1-3-1. It's their 13. The problem with that, you've got a guy who shoots 40% from 3 out there in Rattan Mays, who is yet to miss.
70% from the field, 18 points.
I'm not sure that 1-3-1. You've got Rattan Mays who's knocked down. Okay, Barlow with his feet set. Longy Barker can stroke it as well.
Doyle finds Krislovic, ran into Marcus Lee. Now Majet steps back beyond the arc. Helps himself to another triple. Starting to warm up here. Majet has 10 points, including back-to-back threes here in the third quarter. Get his team back to within 6.
Both teams are on fire from outside. United 54%, 7 makes, and the JackJumpers 9 makes at 50%.
Well, coming in, they were the second and third best three-point shooting teams statistically, only behind Brisbane. And they have lived up to the billing. Here's Newley, who's been good tonight. Shot clock expiring in the background, not a lot of options for him. And the chance here for Tassie to edge a little closer. Doyle's pulling the trigger on a 3. Can't get it done. Well done, Krislovic. Crashed the boards hard. Kelly, Majet open. Peter Julius letting that one fly, I think.
Oh, I mean, no, I wouldn't, but Jock
This is a
just hit
mismatch
2.
off the dribble. This is a mismatch right here.
Doyle against Lee, showed him some tricks and jumped out of the cylinder.
Did everything but finish.
Tassie come up empty. Rattan Mays exploring 18 points for him. Marcus Lee, who's been good as well, 8 on 4 of 4 shooting. Now the shot clock rolls to 6. They look inside, they found Lee from close range. He's 5 of 5 and into double figures.
Good two-man action right there. XRM finds his man underneath for an easy layup. Assist number 6.
That was a little out of control by Doyle, but it doesn't matter how. It's about how many. And Doyle has now got 15 in the game. And only Rattan Mays with 18 has more.
Never looks rushed, does he? Just knows exactly the pace he needs to turn the corner at. He's unassuming too. We've seen him get an alley-oop dunk. He's sneaky athletic. He's also just really crafty. This man just can't miss. Sorry, XRM. I'll take that one.
4 of 5 from deep now. Doyle picks up the dribble. Finds Krislovic. Return McDonald. He turns the corner, lost the handle. Clean bowled Newley. Ian Bishop would have enjoyed that in the crowd. And now Doyle stepping back for the 3. Can't connect. Lee the rebound. 4th board in the game for Marcus Lee to go with his 10 points. And here's Majet being called for the foul. His 2nd personal. Margin is 6. Melbourne have had a double-figure lead in both the 2nd and 3rd quarters, but Tassie just hanging around at the moment.
That's what they do.
Back themselves, you're right. No matter what the score is, we saw it a couple of times against the Brisbane Bullets. We've seen it really against every team. Just when you look like a team might try to break it open, they'll go on a mini run of their own and then they'll really lock up defensively.
9 scorers in the game to Melbourne's 8. The JackJumpers. They trail at the moment by 6. Golding back on the floor, working on McVeigh, trying to make some room for the shot. Steps beyond the perimeter and knocks down another 3.
I'm so often told not to play with that food case. The man was doing every bit of play with that. Oh my.
It's McVeigh. Shot clock rolls to single digits. Kelly. Back to McVeigh. Working on Marcus Lee. Shot clock to 1. McVeigh's going to have to put up a prayer. Couldn't get it off. Well, good D from Marcus Lee again. Really starting to have an impact. And Barlow for the triple. Couldn't get it to fall.
Fantastic defense by Marcus Lee.
Gets up the floor quickly as well here. The 2's going to count, just out of position. And good recognition there from Kelly.
It was good recognition, but it was really smart as well. Not letting Marcus Lee get into the air. Just go at his body before he gets into his full flight. Let's have another look at some of these blocks. Look at the timing. No, sir.
Look at that. And then he looked at him crazy like, yo, I'm Marcus Lee. What's wrong with you? I'm a shot blocker.
A few words to say Jack McVeigh after this one as well.
Give me that.
So Kelly to the free throw line for the extra. But the margin is 6.
Whenever it looks like Melbourne United is about to open this thing up. The JackJumpers answer.
They reel it back in, don't they? Here's Barker against White. Picks up the dribble. Golding, started by Weeks. Uses Humphrey. Slow pass intended there for Peatling. Cut out by Isaac White, and a chance for the JackJumpers here. McVeigh getting busy. Kelly back to McVeigh. Nice ball movement for the easy 2.
Great 1-2. Again, really smart recognition. Kelly's been terrific this last 90-odd seconds. It's a 4-point ball game.
Look, all we want is a good one.
That's what we're getting.
The last 5 minutes of this game is going to be good. Gotta love it.
Back-to-back buckets from Tassie. Close the margin to 4. In traffic, Tucker shut down by multiple defenders. Came up empty. Here's Kelly. Foul's going to be called on Golding. 4th team foul on Melbourne. 2nd on Golding.
Doesn't like it, but it kind of looked like he was trying to get a quick foul. Another look here. He took that massive jump forward and foul every day of the week. Not in the bonus, so it didn't mean anything.
McDonald against Golding, now with a penetration, takes on multiple defenders, draws a foul on Humphreys.
Well, they've called a goaltend.
2-point game, more important. Forget all that other stuff. This is setting it up for a beautiful 4th quarter, JC.
It's looking good. Let's have a replay of that.
Once you slap the backboard, that's 2 points.
Got the ball.
So 7-0 run here from Tassie as we close in on 3-quarter time. Shot clock inside the game clock. Matan Mays, Tucker, guarded by White. He's in the key for a long time, Isaac Humphreys, forcing Tucker to get it done, and he did with a shot clock in the background. Now Tassie with the last play of the 3rd. Kelly fires on the buzzer, can't connect. 3-quarter time arrives here, and Melbourne, who led by 8 at quarter time and 6 at half, enjoy a 4-point edge. We've got a big finish coming here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Stay with us here on a Saturday night. Well, it's 8th against 6th on the ladder, but this game has been much better than those positions might suggest. Both teams having lost their past 2, desperate for a win. It's been a high-quality affair, 50% and above from the field. And many highlights here on a Saturday night. Trust you're enjoying our live and exclusive coverage here on the Hungry Jacks at NBL. Melbourne led by 8 in the opening quarter, by 13 in the second, by 12 in the third. Tassie within 4 as we turn for home. Who wins from here, Corey Williams?
I really don't know. Honestly, I don't. Based off the record, you would go with Tassie. But it just seems like Melbourne United have answered everything. Even though it's a close game, they're still in the lead.
First off, I'm normally the fence sitter. That's normally
my
job.
I'm a fence sitter?
That's it. Well, you got to pick one. You're not normally.
For the triple. They're back to within 1.
Go Tassie then. But it's weird because I get your point. We're in uncharted waters here for these two teams in this matchup. In the 7 games they played against each other, the JackJumpers averaged just 77 points a game. You look, they're at 74 now the whole quarter to play, whereas Melbourne United averaged just 72. So we're not used to this offensive onslaught. That's tough.
That is tough.
Tucker up to 17 on 6 of 9 shooting. Good stat line for him as they edge back out to a 3-point buffer. White exploring, taking on Golding. Found Weeks down low, kicks outside for the finishing touches. McVeigh off the mark. Maybe replay's worth a look here because Kelly muscling up, shut down on 2 occasions, kicks it outside, and Jack McVeigh says this is how you finish.
Right here, just a hang time. Got blocked.
Great finish. Tough. And again, when he's around that basket, feet in the paint, he is tough.
Just been keeping my eye on Golding as we have the whole game, and I'm not sure whether it has something to do with his ankles or he's just spent right now, but he's been hunched over trying to gather some air. This is a little Euro from Ray-John Tucker.
So the margin back to 5.
He has carved up Tasmania's defense.
Here's Kelly. Again, strong work inside, but couldn't finish.
Just getting to the rack at will and finishing. 19 points, 7 of 10 from the field in this one, and 9 rebounds with 4 assists and 2 steals.
Both teams on track to shoot 50, 40, 90. I mean, Melbourne United shooting 62% from the field, 50% from 3, and haven't missed a free throw.
Well, McDonald got his own rebound. Wanted to whistle, but couldn't get one. Just came up limping a little as well. It's almost 2 minutes played in this last quarter. Melbourne continue to lead. Humphreys just pushes Magnay away, but couldn't finish. 6 points in the game on 3 of 5 shooting for Isaac Humphreys. Here's White exploring. This time decided to go solo. It was a good option. Chance at a 3-point play.
Great take by Isaac Humphreys. An even better finish. Takes the hit, as we can see on this replay. Turns the corner, uses the screen well, uses his body. Isaac hits him. Tough finish.
So Isaac White to the free throw line. 5 of 8, 63% from the free throw line this season.
They just will not go away.
Well, they never do. And we talk, not just in games, though, but even the season. I know they're
2-point game, Hooley.
They struggle at times. They started the season, they were 20 minutes away from going 0-4 to start the season before they came back from double figures down at halftime at home to the Bullets. And in round 2, played back-to-back doubleheaders to start the season, and all of a sudden they went on a big win streak.
Golding from deep, under pressure, fills it up. He's got 5 of 7 from long range now. Just as Tasmania continue to hang around, Melbourne continue to find a way to keep their noses in front. White gets it to Doyle. Working on Ratar Mays and confronted by Tucker. Found a way past them, got to the free throw line. Couldn't get the finish. Golding gets it out to Tucker. Decides to take the one and in traffic. Tucker upstairs and threw it down.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy.
Rashad Tucker. Ray-John Tucker. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, this is a crime. This is a straight crime.
Oh, my goodness. He bodied the team.
Past Doyle, between McVeigh and Magnay.
He is
and
angry.
Jumps into your living room. of the game. John Tucker, 21 points now.
8 of 11.
Oh, we use a highlight machine.
No field goal bigger than that last one.
Yeah, just dunked on the apple aisle.
Bench up and about as well.
Wow. That's what he was talking about in the beginning of the year.
Oh,
when he was talking his talk.
He's got his clip. He's got it.
So what can Tassie muster now? McVeigh off the mark. It's been his night from long range. Now 2 of 7 from deep. It's Peatling hands over.
You got to find Chris Goulden right now in this offense. Isaac White is on him. You got to get the ball to him.
Tan Mays works down to the baseline. Can't finish it. Well done, Marcus Lee. Trying to keep it alive, but it trickles out of court. Tassie will restart.
We got to see this again.
Well, I haven't organised my daughter's baptism yet, but maybe I'll ask Tucker about it. That is baptising Tasmania.
It's a pivotal stage of the game for the Tasmania JackJumpers. Down 7, a little over 6 minutes to play. Have not led since they scored the first 2 points of the game, and the Jets had it stolen from him.
Knew this was going up.
Golding off the mark.
Centre court. Okay, so we spoke a bit about the shooting clips. Melbourne United just dropped under 60% from the field on that miss. 59.6% from the field. 50% from 3 and 100% from the stripe. No team in NBL history has ever finished a game with those percentages. No surprise with the way they've been shooting.
I mean, this is fantastic. 7 of 7 from the free throw line. They haven't even had to shoot free throws.
Well, they haven't been to the stripe since half-time. Getting it done.
Man, that dunk was crazy.
It was.
That dunk was crazy.
Certainly in the top 5 for dunk of the year so far.
Wow. Welcome back, Will.
First it was McVeigh, then it was Magnay.
Ball hits him in the head.
Oh, hit him in the beautiful curls. Not those curls.
Doyle against Newley. Next to an opening, goes on with the dribble, decides to fire, comes up with 2 more. 17 now for Doyle. So above his season average of 15, which is just outside the top 10 in the competition. Oh, he stole Majet. Chance here to edge a little closer. Makes the layup. It's a 3-point game. 5 minutes to play.
They just will not go away.
Just don't quit. They always back themselves to get stops when it matters most.
So, Hooley, Melbourne United are 3-5 at home.
So this is their second worst home losing season. And then worst was 6 losses.
Well done, Lee. Keep that alive. Here's Golding trying to make room for.
He's going to just launch him here.
Shot clock to 5. Golding, feet in the paint, pass knocked down. Well done, McVeigh. And a good the hustle from Tasmania. Defensive starches there for the JackJumpers.
Tassie have won 5 of 6 over Melbourne United. They are comfortable.
Majet works inside Barker. Couldn't get enough on the shot. Marcus Lee put a stop to it.
But with the numbers, Hooley, that United have put up in this game, 59% from the field, 50% from the 3, 100% from the free throw line. How can they not win this game?
Well, like, potentially not because of the way the JackJumpers go about it. Just always back themselves in these close games. They just have that self-belief to get the job done when it matters most.
First foul on Newley, 3rd team foul on Melbourne in this quarter.
JC, have you ever seen... Look, I don't know who's going to win. I'm just saying, with these statistical numbers, field goal percentage,
yep,
that United are shooting at, free throws all across the board. Have you ever seen somebody lose shooting numbers like that?
I haven't seen it. Haven't seen it yet either. They're hanging on. They lead by 3, a little over 4 minutes out from the final. Tucker in traffic, lost the handle, eventually got it back. Here's Lee, look away pass, and he gets Tucker involved for 2 more, and a whistle on the play.
I think they're just going to clean the floor on this whistle. But how's Marcus Lee with a little bit of sauce? Unnecessary little spin on that pass.
Let's get courtside to Nerily Meadows.
Standing right beside Chris Golding, who just came off and went straight to the physios, asking for a little bit of work on both calves. He's had the pickled juice as well, so he's certainly feeling it after a hot start. Chris Golding up to 19 points now. He'll be wanting to get straight back out there as soon as possible, but he's feeling the heat.
7 from 11 from the field, 5 of 8 from 3. 4 players of United are in double figures.
Doyle lost it, scurries back and retrieved it, did that well, feeds McDonald, scoop pass here for McVeigh, gets it done, chance of the three-point play. They're never out of it, Tassie.
Never.
Look at the hustle from Doyle after the original error. And McDonald with a shovel pass to McVeigh when the shot was there for him, but such a composed player, he thought, well, I had a good shot and here's a better shot.
What I love about that finish from McVeigh is he didn't try and finish over the front of the rim where Marcus Lee was trying to block it. Instead, he just went underneath and used the rim as a bit of protection.
Timeout called, 86-83. In fact, they're just going to substitute Golding in.
Oh, I think they realise they might need some timeouts down the stretch because the way this game's heading. And you called a close game before we tipped off. You knew this was going to go down the wire.
The last 4 games between these two teams, neither had been in the 80s. Now they're both there. And it's a roaring finish here. Trust you're enjoying our coverage on a Saturday night in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Desperate teams. Back-to-back losses for both teams. And McVeigh goes to the free throw line for the first time in the game. Adds the extra. We've got a 2-point game, 3.5 to play. What's not to like? Barlow. Now Tucker. Ratan Mays. Shot clock rolls to single numbers here. Golding just fires nonchalantly.
They dodged that one there, the jack jumpers. Rashad Kelly, if the defender on Golding gets caught up on the screen, you've got to just switch and you've got to stay attached. He shot 5 of 8 from 3 before that one. Probably got away with one.
This is why you love your team if you're a Tassie supporter, isn't it?
Just don't give up.
They just don't know the meaning of it.
Got a chance to take the lead. Been down double figures a few times in this one.
Second and third quarters. Down 7 here with 7 minutes to play. Doyle exploring, confronted by Marcus Lee, fires over the top, can't connect. Barlow secures the rebound. Inside 3 minutes to play. And turnover going to be called here. Again, the pressure from Ajep was good.
He's been doing that all this fourth quarter. You talk about how the Jackies hang around, they stick to their guns. It's that defensive pressure. You got a steal on one, you give yourself a chance to get burned, and that's a pretty clear moving screen. He's just falling forward, and Majette, yeah, he's not all up and in Ratan Mays because he knows he's a bit better of a ball handler, so you've got to be prepared not to get burnt. But he's up the floor because it makes Marcus Lee then have to come up to try and set that screen. You always give a chance to have an illegal.
Here's Doyle. Humphries on the retreat. Oh! Rejected by Tucker.
He is doing everything. He is filling every stat category.
I think he blocked that with his chin.
Here's Golding. Bounce pass, Ratan Mays baseline, nothing on offer. 7 on the shot clock. Melbourne up 2. Ratan Mays off the mark. So another chance for Tassie to tie it away or maybe take the lead. Doyle bounces into Golding, so that's free throws to come now. With Melbourne over the limit, Tassie go to the strike.
Incredibly smart,
crafty play.
Have a look at this though. Just meant easy.
Give me that.
Highlights.
Give me that.
Hit him at the penthouse.
9 of 12 from the field. Ray John Tucker, 23 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 block.
Third straight 20-point game for Tucker.
Showing us the goods.
Doyle to the stripe, 1 of 1 in the game. 20 of 23 at 87% this season.
A bold case. You're bold. I went earlier before, and to be honest, I'm not sure you've done that a few times. I don't think the commentator's curse works on you, great man.
You can't shoot your free throw.
He wants the free throw. You have to sub out. He's got blood on his
shirt. No, the sub, right?
Talking about bad timing.
Well, no, you just...
if someone's available, they come in and
sub in. You hear him talking about it, saying that he gets 30 seconds to clean it up, and the referee's saying that, no, hey, you have to substitute somebody in. Well, it shouldn't be an issue. You just bring Clint Steindl in, surely. I'd be just...
If I have to sub, I can do this. Great play, center. You happy with the change of singlet?
Oh, well, look at the Jack Jumpers coming prepared.
Love it. Well, he's the man that they need on the free throw line. He's their best free throw shooter.
Oh, they're
making him can't do it.
I wasn't sure of the actual rule or technicality. Well, it shouldn't matter. You just put him straight to the scorer's bench.
No, he must miss the running clock phase.
There you go. You hear it from Michael Aylan. Done 800 games, he'd know. But you do 100% turn it. Oh, Isaac White or Clint Steindl.
Let's go. One shot.
Either or.
Well, White's only 60% this season.
Oh, Clint Steindl, you'd think maybe he's tweaked something or done something. He's only played the 3 minutes.
Yeah, it would appear so because he hasn't scored since quarter time. Isaac White, though, is 83% on his career. His numbers have sunk into the 60s this season from the free throw line. But overall, he's been good, and they cough it up. So it's a 1-point game. Little over 2 minutes to play.
It's a double-double for Ray John Tucker. 10 balls to go with 23 points, 75% from the field.
4 assists in the game as well, for those curious. Here's Golding in the corner, an impossible 3!
Look, that is disgusting.
Oh, my goodness. You talking about degree of difficulty.
Amazing play from Chris Golding, his 6th 3 of the game. And now the challenge is right in front of the Jack Jumpers. Melbourne over the limit in terms of foul. Shot clocked at 2. They've asked a lot here of McDonald. Couldn't get it done, but they do find the cleanup too.
Isaac White with a great offensive rebound. 2. Look at this shot. Holy.
He had a good look, turned that down, said just give me the toughest look.
It's just great defense.
I'll tell you what.
Is that a 2?
It looked awfully like his foot was on the line. There you go. It's been looked at and reviewed as a 2. Right here. Clear cut in the end, but you can see, wow, the referee initially called a 3, but it's been overruled. So it's a 1-point ball game.
90 seconds to play.
So we wanted, Case.
You predicted this, Corey. That's why we pay you the big bucks. You said the last 5 and it was going to be tight. You predicted that pre-game. So Melbourne by 1. Shot clock has rolled to 5 here. And that's an obvious foul on Majet, bordering on unsportsmanlike.
Well, that's my first thought. Case, there's a bit... Anytime you go into any sort of hug motion, it always gets looked at for a potential upgrade. I don't think they're going to do it, but look here, Atan makes that.
Oh, that's for sure supposed to be unsportsmanlike. Well, grab this jersey with the right.
Well, he did a bit of everything, didn't he? I'm not sure whether he was trying to stop him from falling. Have a look there.
Timeout call, 1:14 left on the clock here, and it's Melbourne by 1. Well, I've seen less called unsportsmanlike.
Oh, no doubt. I don't even think it's a discussion, which is a bit surprising based on the evidence we're seeing.
Really unnecessary as well from Josh Majet.
Well, it was. Look, he'd already fouled, so he got beat a little bit there. The foul was there, and he just kind of tried to help himself. Foul more?
Dude,
that's,
he did that on purpose.
I think letter of the law, that should be 100%.
You wonder if overtime beckons for us here.
Well,
ain't no overtime happening.
You never give away a commentator's curse, Case, but you can call overtime from any moment.
Well, this one has had it all, and if it hasn't entertained you enough, what about this? This season, with thanks to MG, we are giving away a brand new MG ZS EV. The electric car is valued at $44,990. Enter now at nbl.com.au/winmg.
See you driving that down the streets of Glenelg.
It looks fantastic, doesn't it? We're all going electric cars eventually. Why not jump on board with MG and snap a one up right now? So Melbourne restart here, a little over a minute to play, up by 1. Being led by double figures in the second and third quarters. If you've joined us late, Ratan Mays has done it all. He's had the answers for them, takes on Majid, and he's still got the answers.
A la Reece Carter, that's the assistant coach. He would love that. He used to pull that out all the time in his career.
Give him a hook shot.
So now Tassie have got some pressure on them. Doyle loves it though, takes the one, gets the 2, a 3 the old-fashioned way as he's off to the strike.
Well, let's play another 5 minutes, Case. You know it's coming.
No, it ain't. This thing is, look, this is a tied ball game. Great take. Takes the hit high off the glass.
All of the 5 players on the floor for the Jack Jumpers in double figures. Josh Majette, 12 points. Kelly's got 10. McVeigh 17, McDonald 14, and Milton Doyle 20 points. What a comeback.
Playing too good to not hit that free throw. Tied ball game. This is why I said I didn't know who was going to win.
90 apiece.
This is why I said it, Who's?
This has been entertaining.
Give me a tip now, come on.
I got Tassie.
Oh, okay.
Ratan Mays back over the halfway line. Thought he was fouled, couldn't get a whistle. Tassie get possession.
Into the backcourt.
So this is interesting. No one's used the coaching challenge yet. It's great defense from Mashard Kelly, but Ratan Mays is basically saying that Kelly pushed the ball into the backcourt.
Well, the Jack Jumpers with possession. They go to Doyle, and why not? He's done it all for them. Oh, Tasmania in front for the first time since the opening score of the game.
Are you kidding me?
That is so tough.
Welcome back, Doyle. What a game.
Jack Jumpers hit the lead, and it's Doyle who scored the first 2 of the game, the only other time they've been in front.
How do you want it? He'll give it to you whichever way you want it. Have a look at this. This is incredibly well guarded. It's falling away over Isaac Humphries, and it never looked like missing. Just the slight kiss off the window, if you don't mind.
I mean, we talked about the Jack Jumpers nailing their imports with Kelly and Doyle.
Yep.
And he has come up huge the last 5 points.
Where do Melbourne go from here? They have got plenty on their plate, but Milton Doyle,
wow,
back into the lineup after missing last week because of a heel complaint. It was more precautionary than anything. And this is what he can deliver. He had 8 in the opening quarter when Melbourne set the tone, and he is finishing big here. He's got 8 in the last quarter as well.
Remember when they struggled early in the season because they were trying to get to their offense? We know they play slow, they grind it out. It took Milton Doyle about 4 or 5 games to realise, hang on, maybe I have to just play my style, which is just to go out there and hoop. That's what he does. It's not really set offenses. He's just breaking players down and getting to the bucket at will.
It's been impressive. As you can see, 53% from the field. Good numbers, Corey.
This has been fantastic basketball to watch. Milton Doyle coming up huge down the stretch when it matters most. Over to you, United. What do you have?
As he did in that overtime win against Brisbane as well. 32 in that game for Doyle. His season high. So Melbourne trailing now for the first time since the opening play of the game, and a travelling violation is called on Chris Golding.
Doesn't like it, but he looked like there was a few steps in there. And Chris Golding, I tell you what, Josh Majette, really smart. Throw it in straight away before anybody can talk about it. They're going to have to foul.
Well, they're 1 second differential. They will foul, and that's what Dean Vickerman was calling for. He wanted a foul, and Golding obliges. So free throws now for Tassie.
Let's have another look at this. Good defense, good help from Mashard Kelly there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's definitely a walk.
Absolutely.
Just great defense. Forces the turnover. Now they got a foul. He hits this. Oh, man.
65% on the season, Mashard Kelly. Doesn't look like a 65% free throw shooter.
We've seen this before. We've seen this image before with the JackJumpers fans going nuts in this arena.
Oh, this huge free throw from Kelly to make it a 4-point game.
Oh,
and
wow.
He does. And now Melbourne have got 14.8 seconds on the clock. And they're down 4. They have shot the ball at 50, 40, 90, Melbourne. And they're going to fail. Golding looks inside. Humphries kicks outside. Tucker for the triple is off the mark. Whistle on the play. Tasmania ball.
I've never seen nothing like this before.
You just cannot say enough about what the JackJumpers do, because Melbourne United, how many moments have they had? Highlight plays, momentum plays on their home floor to look like they're breaking a game open, and the JackJumpers just never say die.
I've never seen nothing like this before.
Extraordinary scenes here. The Tassie JackJumpers have come from double figures down for the 3rd time this season to win it, and they've beaten Melbourne by 4. It's 94-90.
JC, I am speechless for the first time in my life. I got nothing.
Extraordinary.
It's unbelievably impressive. For the way they went about it, they put up 94 points. Melbourne United got a quick start on them. Chris Golding caught fire. Tucker was very good, sorry. But Milton Doyle take a bow. But once again, it's no surprise, when the game mattered most, in the last 2 minutes, especially the last 60 seconds, they prided themselves on their defensive intensity. Kelly was enormous. Sean McDonald was enormous. And they just did it on the defensive end and let Milton Doyle ball out on the other.
Unbelievable work from the Tassie JackJumpers. They have trailed for 97% of the game, maybe more. And despite Melbourne shooting the ball lights out and leading, they just couldn't close it.
You wouldn't often think a team scores 90 at 57% from the field, 43% from 3, didn't miss the free throw, didn't get to the free throw line for some time, and they lose.
Didn't get to the free throw line after half-time. The JackJumpers have climbed out of a massive hole, down 13 in the second, down 12 in the third, down 7 with 7 to play, and have held off Melbourne United and beaten them for the 6th time in their last 7 games, as we go courtside for some reaction with Nerily Meadows.
We've got Milton Doyle alongside me, 23 points. Milton, I want to start with the team, the belief that this team has to trail for most of that game and come back and win it in Melbourne. What does it mean?
It means a lot. It shows our growth as a team. We haven't finished games in the 4th, but now this is one of the games that hopefully give us momentum.
Can you talk to the never say die attitude?
Yeah, next guy up, everybody's contributing, so love it.
You in particular, you were clutch there at the end and 23 points in yourself. What is it that you can dig deep within yourself and come up with those big plays?
I think it's just our team. They believe in me and give me the ball in the end and trust me to make those shots.
And in the context of this season, how significant is this after 2 losses?
That's big. Coming off the little break, and getting into a win against this team in this arena is huge.
Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Well, Foot Locker player of the game, Milton Doyle, scores 8 points in the last quarter out of the 23 that Tassie came up with, restricting Melbourne to just 15 and bouncing back. That's a big win.
A fantastic win. As we both know, both teams had 2 losses and was struggling coming into this one. And down the stretch, he was huge. Throughout the whole course of the game, he was huge. But how he finished strong, the team believed in him, he delivered. They gave him the ball, and he cashed in. Fantastic performance.
Great plays, and he finishes with 23. And just when they needed it most, he has found it. So Tassie beat Melbourne for the 6th time in their last 7 games after trailing for the vast majority of it. We'll come back and wrap it up and tell you more about it right after this. Stay with us here on the Hungry Jacks NBL. Welcome back to Saturday Night Hoops here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. What have we just seen? A most remarkable comeback from the never say die Tassie JackJumpers, who climb out of a double-figure deficit in the second and third quarters and was still trailing with a minute to play and somehow found a way across the line. Corey Williams, I can't remember such a great game. Full credit to Melbourne for serving it up, but Tassie, that was exceptional.
It's never say die attitude. They believed in the beginning of the game. They didn't start off well. They were double-digit deficit a couple of times in that game. Even down the stretch, last 5 minutes, they were down 5. But then Milton Doyle just turned the Jets on and took the game on his shoulders, a la what Casper Ware used to do back in the day. Just backpackers on my back, follow my lead, fellas. I'm taking us home. And they did exactly that. Fantastic performance.
But it comes on the back of the defensive efforts that we spoke about in the last 2 minutes. Rashad Kelly was enormous. He wasn't the primary defender. It was either a ball screen where he hedged out or had to switch out. And in that last play where he caused the travel on Chris Goulding, that was Sean McDonald who was trying to chase over. Kelly went off to help. Isaac Humphries was probably open for a dunk, but they always trust that someone else has got their back. If I'm lifting defensively, I'm going to put myself in a position where maybe I'm vulnerable. I might get beat because I'm playing a bit too hard or I'm being a bit too aggressive. But that's okay, because if I do get beat, someone's got my back behind me. It's team-first basketball, and whenever it looks like they're about to roll over, you've got to think, OK, this is Tasmania. There's just no such thing.
If they're not your favourite team, they're your second favourite team. Let's take a look at the Hungry Jacks highlights for the game, and there were plenty, because Chris Goulding turned it on with 13 points in the opening quarter, and it took Tassie some time to reel them in, but they just then went blow for blow, a la Rob Razor Wilkinson, the Tassie MMA fighter who today won $1 million in the World Light Heavyweight title. They just refused to be beaten.
Case, that's phenomenal. That's a phenomenal tidbit in terms of what's going on. But that's exactly what it was. Melbourne United, this is what they do. I mean, there was highlight plays. Rajon Tucker, one of the dunks of the year. He had an incredible block. Chris Goulding doing his thing. Marcus Lee had some big blocks. And here it is. Here's Rajon Tucker just exploding to the hoop. And all these plays on their home floor. Normally an opposition might just lay down. Tassie just never get flustered. Never get flustered. And you know why it's not surprising? Because you remember the timeout we went in and listened to Scott Roth? They just went on a little run, but never too high, never too low. It's just all about staying level-headed. That's what they do. This man is a silent assassin. He might say 3 words in a Foot Locker Player of the Game interview, but he'll go and give you 3 buckets straight away.
And they did it without Clint Steindl, who we think may have sustained another injury. Didn't score after quarter time. There are the numbers for you. An extraordinary where Melbourne United have scored 57% from the field, 43 from deep. Didn't take a free throw after half time, interestingly, but 100% from the stripe and still got beaten. That leaves them, as much as we're excited for Tassie, in a very ugly situation now, Melbourne. 5-8 on the season, 3-6 at home, just 5 more home games to come. Can they still make the playoffs, Corey?
I didn't have them making playoffs in the first place. So, no, they're not going to make playoffs.
Well, I'll tell you what, if there's any year that you'd be happy your playing series came in, it'd be this year. So you got to you just got to circle the top 6. You got to circle number 6 and just try and win a game at a time. And go from there. Well, let's have a look at what's coming your way on the menu in the Hungry Jacks NBL tomorrow. We've got New Zealand hosting Brisbane at 2nd against 9th on the ladder. Brisbane with a new coach in Sam McKinnon. No Aaron Baines, no Tyrell Harrison. But the Breakers at the moment, boy, they've been impressive. Well, you talk about Tassie being everybody's favourite team. How can you not love what the Breakers are doing? The culture, Modi Mayor, the way they go about it, cannot wait to see that game. And normally, whenever there's a big change, we're the team. They normally come out and respond, but there's no Baines, there's no Harrison. Look at the JackJumpers.
We've seen this before in this arena.
Well.
Yep. First ever win on the mainland was here against Melbourne United, and they've done it again, of course. The action tomorrow also includes the South East Melbourne Phoenix at John Cain Arena up against the Illawarra Hawks as well. Big milestone coming up for Mitch Creek. 300 games. What an incredible effort. He's got plenty left in. He'll eclipse the 400 mark. And Illawarra Hawks, can they bounce back after that heartbreak from Sean Bruce? That is going to be the big question, because the Phoenix, when they're at full strength, they can be a pretty tough beat. They're going to be hard to beat, and it finishes on Monday with Cairns hosting Sydney, 3rd against top. So it's been the Tassie JackJumpers night, though. They were down big in the 2nd and 3rd quarters, refused to go away, and somehow have climbed back and snapped their 2-game losing streak to defeat Melbourne 94-90. Trust you've enjoyed it. On behalf of Pete Hawley, Corey Williams, Narrowly Meadows courtside, and our hard-working team behind the scenes, I'm John Casey. We'll see you again soon here on the Hungry Jacks NBL.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Warehouse.